Hi there. Hey, how are you today? My name is Karen Lanou, and we're going to talk about the topic about whether or not you hate selling. And this comes up along a lot for the people that I work with. And just to give you a little bit, if you're just turning in for the first time with me, my name is Karen Lanou from attractmorenow.com, and I help people, both business people and executives, people in sales and management, to move to the top of their field so they get to live life on their terms. Because that's what happens when you start getting to the top of whatever field that you're in. You get to all of a sudden start making your own rules. And how fun is that? So what I come across for a lot of entrepreneurs, we're going to kind of focus on entrepreneurs at this moment. What happens for a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owners, is that they do not like selling. And I hear it all the time. It's like, Karen, I hate selling. And I get it. I totally get it. But because for me personally, I kind of felt really uncomfortable too when I started my business, as far as selling my services, selling me, right, selling what I do. But in general, I love salespeople. I love being educated. I love people when they know their product, when they know their service, and they just know what it is that what they can offer you. And because here's the thing, I love to buy stuff, right? Who doesn't? And there are some people who don't, for sure. But what I've always really appreciated in the salespeople that I have liked and again have appreciated in the past is the fact that they were educating me. They were leading me to find the solution for myself, and that's, again, for coaches and healers, again, small business owners, that's the thing. All you're doing in selling is leading somebody to the solution that's best for them. So selling is not sliming. And that's actually certainly something that has been pretty prominent for a lot of people. It's like, well, I just feel so slimy. I feel like I'm being a snake oil salesperson or something like that. But again, if you're doing it authentically, if you're doing it from a way that actually feels like you are serving, and that's, I think years ago the first time I ever heard this was selling is serving, and then shifting that to actually selling is helping. So if you can get to that position where you are able to help somebody actually, again, determine where they're at and where they want to go, and that there is that gap, that there's something in between, and that's your job in terms of your service or your product, is being able to determine. It's like, okay, this person has this problem, they have this challenge, and my service would help that. And again, it's just being okay with the fact that you have something of service, you have something that can really help people. And by not selling, and by not helping them to lead them or just find out, is my product or my service actually going to be of value to this person, by not doing that, you leave them in that problem, you leave them in that challenge where they're not able to move forward. So you're actually, by not selling to them, you're doing them a disservice. And so what I would like to challenge you for the next week to do is just to look at, okay, how can I serve this person? How can I help them? If you're talking to somebody, you're out networking, or you're talking to a potential client, how can I serve them? And it may be actually not with your product or your service, but actually referring them to something else. But that's kind of selling too, right? And again, it's much easier, or it feels much easier to do that for something else and not for our product or service. We want to shift that. We really want to change that. So I would just like you to, just for this next week, just start asking yourself, well, what would it take to feel comfortable with serving potential clients with my service or with my product? And what would be the best way to present that in a way that feels really comfortable to me? So I'm going to leave that with you for today. If you have any questions, or if this just, I've worked with a lot of salespeople, and I'm married to a salesperson, a consummate. He is like the best. And again, I really have a huge appreciation for salespeople and their abilities to, again, to serve and to educate. And so what that has allowed me to do is to actually help people with their sales process tremendously, because I see it in action every day. And we actually all do. We see it in action every day. But it's so much so that I've been able to help my clients move down their sales process to, from, months, sometimes just to days or weeks. So again, when you can get into that flow and you can get into a different mindset about all of this, it makes all the difference. So, but it starts with asking those questions. Okay, what would it take to feel really comfortable with this process? Don't answer the question. Just see what bubbles up for you. See what kind of inspiration that comes up. And sometimes that inspiration will come in the form of a book or a podcast or some kind of training. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to what is showing up so you can then access that. Because again, when you ask, the answer shows up. And when the answer shows up, pay attention and take action. That's kind of always, you'll see a theme through virtually everything that I talk about is that, ask a question, don't try and answer it, just see what bubbles up, see what kind of inspiration shows up, and take action on that. So that's your goal for this week, is to do that. And if you would like to talk more about this, if this is a struggle for you in your business, or if really long sales cycles is a struggle for you in the job that you do, just connect with me. And so go to talkwithmeaboutthis.com. And so what that will do is it will take you to a link that is will set up a time for us to talk. So again, talktomeaboutthis.com. And again, they'll set up our send you right to a scheduler form so we can actually have that chat. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please post them down below here. If you are on Facebook, if you're seeing this elsewhere, please connect with me on Facebook at attractmorenow.com. All right, until next time, have a great day and go out and do your magic. Bye-bye.